going on in your life now? What's happening?
Well, we have to bring this to the pod because something crazy has happened. Let me fully brief you in because I'm at a conundrum, bro.
You're in a conundrum.
Yes, I am indeed. All right.
You're in a pickle.
I'm in a thick ass pickle. Let me share with you and the audience what happened. Okay.
Please.
So this was being a wonderful morning thus far. I woke up on time, early. I was gonna have a productive morning before we shot this pod. Then I received a message from an old guest from my other podcast.
His famous one.
The famous one.
The one he really cares about.
Shut the fuck up. So this person who used to be a guest, I'm going to put so people can go on the podcast. She has very unique features, so they would know who she is. I guess I said it already in a way. But anyway, this chick who came to a podcast because she has a very unique life story. We're cool and all. We never, got intimate or anything. Not that she don't want it. But not the point. Point is
I feel like that's a strong point you're trying to make over here, though.
The point I'm trying to make is that we were not close.
Okay.
We had a good pod. She opened up. It came out nice. People loved it. We got some controversy, which was good because, the clips of the pod kind of like keep actually going up in views. All Gucci. Okay, we exchanged a few messages briefly,
blah, blah, blah.
couple of times.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. This ends about early January. Out of the blue today, she messaged me.
So it's been like a solid 3 months.
More like 6 months.
6 months before.
Yeah, almost.
Oh, February, March, April, May.
Okay.
6 months.
Almost 5 months. Whatever.
5 months.
Not the point. The point is that time has passed, and I haven't kept in contact that much with this lady at all. All right? She seemed a little bit, dissolute. She was like all over the place a little bit. It seemed like a very unique person. Whatever. All good. So she comes out of the blue today, and she is like, listen, I have to ask you for a little favor. And I'm like, sure, if I can help, I'll try. So she sends me this voice message, right? And she's just telling me this story, okay? She's a model. So she was out of town working in a modeling gig for the week, right?
Okay.
So earlier today, she was waiting for an Uber to get back to the hotel from whatever the fuck that was. And somebody came over, are you a model, blah, blah, blah. These couple of guys apparently in a sort of sketchy, or so she says, of a neighborhood. And they were like, oh, so you're a model, this and that. And she's like, yeah, whatever. So she tries to pull away, and the Uber comes. And as she's trying to get into the Uber, one of them reached for her purse, a Gucci purse, by the way, she told me this. And they reached in, and they brought out the wallet and run or whatever. So she gets her wallet stolen. As a consequence, she loses all the cash she had on her. She loses her ID, her cards, everything, right? So she starts on the Uber, panicking, whatever, but she's canceling it all. So she tells me all this story in the voice message. Well, the message kept it short because then we talked on the phone. But she tells me that she's blah, 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 I was robbed, this and that. Please, I need something to eat. I'm here at the hotel, but I don't have cards, I don't have cash, and I need food to eat. I need money to buy food. And I'm like, fuck, okay. So I, hesitate for a second. I was like, okay, let me call her. Okay. I call her, and then she tells me at length the story. And she's like, and I can't believe it, because I know I don't know you. I know this is weird. We haven't really talked. And then all of a sudden I come up with this, and I understand. But believe me, I wouldn't reach out to you if I wasn't, desperate to just have something to eat, because I left, the job was done by noon. So I haven't had lunch. It's already almost dinner time. I haven't had dinner. I'm hungry, and I cannot count on anyone. I tried to talk to my friends, and all my friends gave me excuses, like shitty ones, not to give me the money. And what does someone have to do to get $100 so I can get just, the basic? I'm returning back to my city and my home on Friday, and then I can pay anyone back. And, I have money. You've been to my apartment. I live in a nice place, area of town, which is true. I have a car. I would never try to scam you. Who do you think I am? And I'm like, okay, let me think about it. So
I have something to say.
Tell
you
me.
need $100 to get a meal to get you through the day?
Or so she says. Yep, that's what she says.
$100.
Well, she needs $100 because she is factoring in that she needs a meal for today, Wednesday. She needs money for meals for dinner for tomorrow, Thursday, and then she needs the Ubers back and forth because she had to cancel her Uber because the Uber is connected to her card. She actually had to cancel the card.
Right.
So she can call Ubers, but she has to pay in cash to the Uber guy. Whatever.
Okay.
So she cannot pay with her card.
I mean, I'm not. No one's ever robbed me like that before. But I've had lost my credit card, and what I would do is go to the bank the next day. I don't know how the system works over there.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, she could have got an Uber back to her place.
She did, in fact. She was calling me from the hotel
Uber, right?
already.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was as she was getting into the Uber that they stole her shit.
Right. So continue. Go ahead.
So then she's here like, pushing and whatever. And I'm like, she's like, can you use this app that's popular over there, similar to Venmo, that people used to send money? And I'm like, listen, I don't have an account in that country, and I don't have this. It's called Bism. I don't have this Bism thing. All right, let me check if I can do with an American account, create one of these. I check, and it's only for the banks on that country that have the partnership to do this shit. So I'm like, so I cannot do that. And she's like, oh, do you have anyone? I'm like, don't I have anyone? And I'm like, listen, I don't know. I could try to talk to my brother, but. So I call my brother and said, listen, this very sketchy thing just happened to me. What do you think? And my brother is like, that's very fucking weird. I understand this person wasn't born here, so she doesn't have family here. I get that, but no friends can lend her any money. And I'm like, as my brother is telling me this, I'm like, fuck, she's a model. Why wouldn't she call the agency, take a snap of the police report, because she told me she went to the police and has a police report, and just tell the agency, listen, this happened to me. I've been left without any money or cards or anything. Please just send some money or help me out a little bit, and then I'll pay you back as soon as I'm back in the city. But she didn't say anything. I'm like, I'm thinking this to my brother, and he's like, yeah, that sounds really weird. Also, you don't know her at all. Like, you've told me everything about her. It doesn't sound like you are friends or anything like that. I'm like, no. Told him what I just told you. He's like, I don't know. It seems real sketchy. You should, if you want to get rid of her, like, give her the $100. It's whatever. But I mean, what if this is just the beginning and she's testing the waters or whatever? She may have some emotional problem, whatever. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. And I'm thinking, what would I do on her situation? But it's hard to put myself in her situation because, again, she is not from there per se, although she's lived the majority of her life over there. So she doesn't have any family that can just send her money, allegedly, although she has brothers or whatever. But it's a complex person, this. And she has a lot of trouble, I guess, at an emotional level and in the relationship with her loved ones or something.
I mean, she has to be if you're the next point of contact for her, right?
Yeah, and all of a sudden, that's the thing. Like, I'm in another country, thousands of miles away.
Right.
We haven't talked for months.
Yeah.
And but I want to be a good Samaritan, right?
My thing
Jesus Christ,
is $100. That's my biggest one.
Come again?
Why $100?
Well, she didn't say $100. She said, can you give me something? I said, listen, I don't have a job at the moment. I'm not in the best economical situation that one could be, this and that. And she's like, well, whatever it is, 100, 150, even 200, whatever it is. So I just went for the lower one. I said, yeah, I guess, well, let me see if I can get 100.
Give it $20. It was, I mean, listen, I've been in situations before where $20 can take you a long way for the week.
Well, she could. But the thing, then I'm yeah.
Well, it's
well,
what?
now, well, there's the thing.
Because now
let me tell.
but she's just talking for basic. We're talking about basic survival skills right now, right?
Because that's the thing. While I was on the call, here's the thing. I was trying to stay rational before saying, okay, I'm gonna give you the money. Because then, since I didn't have that system, and I wasn't gonna bring my brother into this.
Yeah, you don't want to bring your family over here, right?
Exactly. So I'm like, listen, I cannot do. The only thing I'm think of is maybe PayPal, and because PayPal is safer. You don't have your bank information or anything. It's just an email, and then PayPal acts as an intermediary. So if there's any problem, PayPal takes care of it. So it's good. I use it all the time to kind of like deal with the chinos, to deal with used parts for motorcycles. I use it on eBay a lot. So I suggested that, and she's like, what's that? She doesn't even know what PayPal is. And I'm like, fuck, welcome to 2021. She's like, oh, let me find out. And then she sends me some screenshots because what she's trying for me to do is to send the money to the makeup artist of the modeling gig, so the makeup artist can cash it out and give it to her in cash. Because remember, she cannot just receive.
What about money orders?
Well, I guess.
Aren't those still a thing?
It's a very American immigrant thing. I don't think she's familiar with all this. This person is kind of clueless with stuff. You know what I mean? Like that kind of person. But she didn't bring it up.
So there's got to be a reason why her friends are denying her, right?
Yeah, and there is another big.
Maybe she's done this before.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if she's done this before, but I feel because. Again, as I was saying before, what I would do if I was in her shoes, okay, an agency booked me to do this job over here,
right?
Like a few hours away in another city. If I have an issue, I can just send a picture of the police report to the agency, tell them what happened, and then they'll help me out. They'll send me a few $100 so I can get by, and then they are. I work with them. They know me. So
how long has she been with the agency?
Well, I don't know. I didn't ask for more details because that's the thing.
You should have.
Well, here's the thing, right? Even I started to stay rational after I told her, listen, this is going to be difficult for me, but let's stay rational here, right? What do you exactly need money for? Let's make kind of like a ballpark estimate and I was trying to be rational. What I would do on her shoes, right? In her shoes. Well, she starts crying. She's like, nobody wants to help me. I can't believe I'm in this situation. Is this true that what they say in life, we're all alone, blah, blah, blah. So she starts to kind of like get very emotional and start crying flat out.
But what time is it over there?
Bro, it's just happened a couple
o'clock?
of days ago, a couple of hours ago. So
7 o'clock.
it's really, you know what I mean? It's really like in the afternoon, early
I
evening,
don't
if
know,
you will.
man. I don't know.
So anyway, so the last thing is that I called her and I said, listen, here's what I would do. I've been thinking about it. And I think the best shot that you should do, just be fully transparent, just talk to your agent and then figure it out with them. I'm sure it's not gonna be. And then she blew up on me. She's like, you know what? Fuck it. I
heard
cannot
her.
believe it.
I
And
heard
that
the
was-
voicemail.
by then you were here, so I
I
had
was
it.
here.
Yeah, I had it on speaker first on the phone, and then you heard the sort of nasty.
She was. I mean,
voicemail
I don't
messages.
speak Spanish, but
Right.
like she was kind of upset.
Right. You heard figures and words over there, right?
I heard puta.
Yeah. You heard a bunch of
I heard
So,
Tiengo casa. That's what
yeah,
she said.
because she was saying like, I have a house. You've been to my house. You know, I live in a nice part of town. How dare you
Is
think
she
that
far away from her house where she is?
Right, she's 5 hours away from it.
Ah.
You know,
But still, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
because she is like, how can not you believe this? Like, I'm telling you, by Friday night I'll be back home. I'll sort my shit out. I have cash in my apartment. Of course, I would pay you right away. You know, I thought because we talked in the podcast and it went real well. I thought we had, we had gotten along very well.
but the
You know,
thing-
we connected, all this shit, and
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
it's like you can't
fuck.
reach out to your agency for like what, 40 euros?
What it looks like is that she probably had problems with the agency because again, she's not the most.
Yeah, she
she
probably
looks
had
like
them
she's not the
before.
most organized person, right? To book her for the pod, we had to go back and forth for several weeks, and she would bail on me, and she would reply 4 days later.
All right.
So it was kind of sketchy. Matter of fact, I was kind of giving up on her, but then she reached out and she's like, "Oh, let's do it, yeah," and then she was fairly responsive up to the moment we shot the pod, right?
I think there's your answer right there, bro. She was
Sketchy
sketchy from
fuck.
the beginning.
And then she was calling me like you heard in the cell phone, and
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, if $100 means nothing
And let
to
me
you,
let me put this to the audience. She's a very nice lady. She's a model, and I really don't want to fuck her. You know, I just want to put that out there because you know what I mean. Like if I wanted to make a sexual move, which she would have been very glad to, not to be cocky.
I
but-
don't think
you know what I'm
she's
saying?
gonna. I don't. You're here though. It doesn't matter if you want
Right.
to fuck
Well,
or not.
that's another problem. That is an extra problem that was in the back of my head as I was dealing with this situation. Right. She told me when we first met that she had only a few weeks before she had for the summer booked an intensive course of a month to learn English because she speaks other languages but not English very well. So she wanted to learn English. So she booked a whole full month with full-time classes with lodging and whatever for the summer for like 4,000 euros or whatever the fuck. So she is coming to New York. She's like, oh, maybe we can hang out. I don't know.
I would
anyone
give her
there?
the $100 only because if she comes to New York, she might stalk your ass. So I would just do that.
You would like to bring her on the podcast?
I would. No, I don't
Well,
speak Spanish.
Yeah, and I don't think she's now very fond of me. Let me tell you.
I don't think so either. I mean, she wouldn't be fond of me. I don't think she would like me either. So
But now, you're a Greek guy. You're a good Christian, are you not? You
I-
were celebrating
I
Easter
think
the other
so.
day. You don't want to meet up with me because you were celebrating Easter. So I always think like, okay, if you want to get into theology, which is giving us great, giving us great
you
audience.
don't believe in Christianity, do you?
Well, did I ever tell you my take on religion? Not
I know.
religion in general.
I know you're taking religion,
But what about on Christianism and the figure of Jesus the Christ? Tell
bro.
you.
Do you believe in Christianity? Do you consider yourself a Christian?
No.
Okay, so the argument's already done.
Wow. How
It's
can you be
done.
so reductionist,
It's
bro?
not reductionist, bro.
Listen to me. I
Why
went to
would you
Catholic
want-
school. Listen to me.
You
Listen
can't.
to me.
You can't bring
I was
up
a good
point.
Catholic.
You can't bring up Christianity to me
Why not?
if you don't follow it yourself. If you don't follow it,
Well, you're not listening to me, so what do you know? You just know that I'm not a Christian, which is the truth and the facts. Now, here's the thing. While I'm not something, I can observe that thing and maybe extract my own conclusions or maybe even take some sort of
but
knowledge
you're only doing it for this reason, right?
Here's what I think, okay? Here's what I'm doing, all right?
can't believe we talk about
Okay, I am aware. By the way, guys, nothing that we were wanting to talk about. This podcast is very completely different.
Thank you to his
Who said that?
conundrum. He saved me 2 hours of sleep, so that's good.
That's true.
Which
I was dealing with it.
You were in my dream last night. I forgot to tell you.
Don't
Yeah.
tell me it's a wet dream, bro. This podcast is sending today.
Relax, dude. Take it easy.
Go
I
ahead.
walked right into that one.
You did.
You got mad at me. We stopped the podcast. You're like, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Well, if I was given $1 every time that thought crossed my mind, you fucker. No, but it's kind of funny. You remember it vividly? It happened.
I remember
that way?
vividly. I remember like,
Shit.
you're like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore.
You sometimes are quite difficult. Not the point. We have to talk about how you.
difficult.
Well, with meeting and with you have a lot going on in your life because you are a very busy man, right?
That's not my fault.
That
But
you're busy. It kind of is your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's the same fault that I'm dealing with this lady. That's my
That's
fault.
your- that's your
Yeah,
fault.
but I'm not saying.
That's your
Why
fault.
this happens to me? Why is this my fault? I am aware that I put myself into this situation, but trying to be a good Samaritan.
Are you
Because
talking
brings me
about
back to the
working
point.
and random people calling you for money?
No, it's not equal. It's not
Situations
equal.
you
It's
can
not equal. It's
control?
not equal. I'm talking about full picture.
Okay, all right,
No,
let's
the point.
continue.
No, let me
All right.
tell you the point. Let's go back to the
Let's go
actual
back to-
point,
okay.
and then we'll talk about you, Mister. So I do not believe Jesus cured Lazarus. He didn't turn the water into wine. I actually truly believe the figure of Jesus Christ is a construction of, built upon previous Messiah stories that were in what is pre-Christian Middle East. But the point is that I since I went to Catholic school from the age of 3 to the age of like 16 or 17, they made me read the fucking Bible a lot. Sorry, the Bible a lot. I don't want to offend anyone. The Bible a lot. So
I actually never read the
understand
Bible. I never read the Bible.
Come on, bro. You went to Greek school. What do you guys read there?
I don't.
You gotta read the Bible.
I don't remember what happened in Greek school. Dude.
It's okay. Here's the point.
I remember going to
Bible,
church.
the Bible is a wonderful tale book. All right. I don't think the grace of God descended upon whomever wrote it, as they
Okay,
try to
all right,
believe.
all right,
Okay, this is getting dicey. I know,
it is getting very dicey.
Listen to me though, because I'm saying something positive about the Bible. All right. The Bible is a very good compendium of stories from the peoples who lived before us that can help us manage life. The Ten Commandments. Believe it or not, it's a
10
very nice
crack
thing.
commandments. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What is this? What is this?
That's from Biggie.
It's the 10 crack commandments.
Oh, okay. Well, it's allowed because we talked about Biggie.
It's allowed.
Notorious
It's allowed because I
B.I.G..
wanted to do it. That's why it's allowed.
Wow. So you wanted to be disrespectful and you want me to allow it?
Continue.
Thank you. So, there is a lot of useful stuff on the Bible. And I take it for what it is. A compendium of stories that people who lived before us put together to help them and their future generations to live in harmony and in peace. Of course, there's some shady stuff, like what they say about homosexuals, to mention one, what they say about enemies, what they suggest to do with people who are unfaithful and all that shit, but that's not the point. The point is that you can extract good stuff. Now, when it comes to the New Testament, which is, what happened after the life of Jesus Christ, and they talk a lot in the Gospels about Jesus Christ and stuff, they made us read that extensively. There are a lot of good lessons there. Be a good fucking person. Put the other cheek, right? There's good stuff in there,
Of course there's
Like
good
don't be a greedy motherfucker, right? Do you remember that one? A camel will go through the eye of a needle before a rich person enters the doors of heaven. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
Some Americans could do something about that. Let me tell you, but that's another point. The thing is that there are good stuff. There's good shit on the Bible.
Okay, so
what I'm saying is now I'm conflicted because you know what I mean, like.
Yeah,
I want to be a good person.
Yeah.
I want to be a good person. Jesus
Right.
Christ, the idea that they've sold us about Jesus Christ, because again, it's highly debatable that someone like him existed in real life. I was bringing it up because you're a Christian, so I'm like thinking, am I being a bad person from a Christian perspective?
That's
what I was.
I don't think you're being a bad
to
person.
get at.
That's just me. Now, but some people may label me as a bad Christian because I'm telling you that. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't go to church, do you?
Not all the time. No.
That's okay.
And a lot of people don't either.
If a lot of people jump off a bridge, aren't you?
No, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
is there's some people that would do it. There's some people that's not do it. In this case, I wouldn't do it because only for the circumstances of you don't know this person.
Facts.
Now, if this person was like, maybe if it was a little more accessible to give her the money, mainly, of course. But to go all these, create these accounts and link your family's accounts, I don't think I'd go.
That shit is over. Now,
Yeah.
the last thing was I would be sending the money through PayPal to some makeup artist who will cash out the money and give it to her eventually.
If you don't care about the $100, then send it. See what happens. Help her out. Be a good person. Fine, as you say. But you not doing it's not making you a bad person. I don't think so.
I got you. Well,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like you're the closest contact, and you haven't spoken to her in 6 months. It's not like to say like she's your best friend or something.
Most certainly not.
Is she your family member?
She is not.
Exactly. And you guys haven't, so it doesn't matter.
True. Yeah. It's true, bro. It's true. I just,
But if you feel like you got to do it, then do it. Fine, of course.
Yeah. Anyway, so
now if you're asking me, oh, am I going to be judged in front of Jesus when my time comes over this, then I don't, that's up to you.
Right.
If you feel that strongly about it, then do it.
You're right, bro.
Am I saying invalid points?
No. Your points are freaking valid.
Before someone in down south finds us, because you're bashing Jesus over here.
Not bashing. I'm just mentioning. Everything I said thus far is true.
You know what I'd do? I wouldn't even send her $100. I'd send her $50.
Yeah, but if I want to send, I cannot be like a sound or look like a stingy motherfucker.
You're not being a stingy motherfucker.
Let me send you a per diem, $15.
But dude, it's $50. You need $100 till Friday? It's
True.
Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, true that. Yep.
I get it. I'm not telling you, but you tell me there's nothing where she is like to get like something cheap meals for 2 days. I've done it before. We've all done it
It's called
before. Bro.
McDonald's. It exists everywhere.
Exactly. Well, you need to go get $100 for food.
And transportation. She could take the subway.
Where else she got to go though? Does she have more gigs?
No.
Okay, so she
She needs Uber back and forth 2 days. That's what she
exactly. So she has to suffer for those 2 days until she has to go back home, right?
Allegedly.
See? That's what I'm saying. Now she's asking for money to do extracurricular things for herself. Then that's stupid.
That's too far into the situation that I don't even know.
Exactly though.
And again,
But
when I tried to
but I'm just talking to you
break
of
it
like-
down with her, she snapped on me. You
Yeah,
know what I
because
mean?
she
just wanted the money.
She just wanted the money. Exactly.
The things that, you know what I mean? You know how when someone is telling you something, but you really know them, so you know what they are really meaning?
Yeah.
I don't got that with
All
her.
right. So then,
you know?
if you don't have the feeling, then don't.
No, it's just I don't know her, so I don't know what she's really saying. You know, when some people
Exactly.
say things, but what they're really saying is something else.
Oh, of course,
I don't have that with this person because
Yeah.
I don't know her. So, what do I do?
I think I vote no.
Well, I'll keep you posted, mi perra.
Thank you.
Well,
Let me know.
it looks like it's pretty done because she, after those nasty messages, she's not. She tried to call me or something, but and remember,
You want to call her right now and put her on the podcast?
yeah, but it's in Spanish though. It would be kind of fun.
That would be funny.
No, fuck. No,
Come
no,
on,
no.
that'd be funny.
We have to
Come
make this
on.
serious.
Come
Come on. You know, I'm not the one making serious things, but I need to make
whatever.
this slightly serious.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll keep the people.
Let me know. Yeah, well,
Posted.
keep us posted, bro.
Yeah.
Keep us posted.
Yeah,
hope
I'll
you
see.
hope you end up doing the best Christian thing to do.
Whoa, you're a mean fucker.
I'm not a mean.
Please do not forget to subscribe, to follow, to do all those things that imply engagement in all social media and the platforms where we upload this podcast in. We're talking about iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and so forth and so on. All social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, which we kind of have a little bit, downsided over there. But please go follow us, go engage, go subscribe, because we need you
Make your voice heard.
even more than you need us. That's a fact. But here we are. Thank you guys.